recently assigned to dignitary protection, hate crimes, arson, and the mayor's security detail. Mabuhay!
Okay, so that was them. Marami po dyan hindi natin makakasama ngayon. But now, I would like, we're going to have a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have with us Lieutenant Luis Espinda and Officer Francis Feliciano, and we'll discuss their specialties. Of course, Lieutenant Eric Cama will still be with us, and they will discuss their experiences here and in San Francisco. So stay tuned, we'll be back. Welcome back to Open House with Gerry Cornejo. Earlier, we had with us the leader of the P.E.T team. P.E.T is the Philippine Exchange Training Program, and this is between the sfpd, the San Francisco Police Department, and now meron mga ibang ahensya or agencies that have joined them for the very first time. And, well, will be my, Lieutenant Eric Cama will be my co-host now to introduce the rest of his team. The complete team was around 15 or 16, and that was the video that you saw beforehand. Hindi po sila lahat makakapunta rito now, but with us now is Lieutenant Luis Espinda and Officer Francis Feliciano of the San Francisco Police Department. So, Lieutenant Luis, welcome back to Open House.
Thank you very much.
And for the first time here, si Officer Feliciano.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so, can you tell us what you do for the SFPD? Let's go by rank. Lieutenant Espinda.
Well, I just got newly promoted. Last time I was just newly promoted. I've been a lieutenant and working as a platoon commander at a district station called Bayview Station, one of the busiest and also toughest stations in San Francisco.
Weren't you lieutenant when you were here last year?
Yes, I was.
So you were promoted to captain now?
Or? No, actually I was a year, I would say I just finished my year as being a lieutenant.
Oh, okay. And Officer Francis Feliciano, ano ito? Ang roots nito is from Morong Rizal, di ba?
That's correct.
So can you tell us a bit about what you do for the SFPD? Francis, can I call you Francis?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I've been an officer for approximately 3 years, and I've just been recently assigned to Richmond Station as a crime analyst. So I'm technically a patrolman, patrolling the streets, but I've just been given the task of doing crime statistics.
Okay, Richmond area, is this the one off Gerry, the avenues?
Yes, sir.
The avenues. Oh, we used to live in the 33rd Avenue for many years. 33rd Avenue and I think Balboa, somewhere there.
That's Gerry.
Okay, so Lieutenant Eric Cama, of course, Lieutenant Espinda has been here, and I think is your partner. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, now what made you bring or did this Officer Feliciano here? I mean, what was his specialty, and why did you think he would be good to have in the mix of the P.E.T program?
Well, he came highly recommended by Sergeant Dominic Yin, who has accompanied me on every trip since the year 2000. He said, Officer Feliciano, not only is he Filipino, he's a hardworking, dedicated officer on the street patrolling the Richmond district. That's why.
Officer Feliciano, marunong ko pa mag-Tagalog?
Marunong ho.
Anong natatangi mong karanasan sa SFPD? Okay, I'm asking him, you know, what his most memorable experiences as a member of the SFPD during the past 3 years?
There's been many. Marami po. Pero
ang
pinaka most memorable ho when I was in training pa.
Okay.
And that's when I first off and field training. I've experienced a homicide case in which I have I responded as a recruit fresh off the field training, and the first time I've seen a dead body.
Okay.
That was very memorable.
Okay, and can you tell us about were you born and raised in the USA or pinanganak ka sa Morong?
Pinanganak po ako sa Morong, Rizal.
Okay.
At the age of 8, I went to the United States with my parents.
Okay.
And I went back in 1987 and I've never been back since.
Okay, and you are, before you were SFPD, what were you doing? You were in university or?
I was a civilian employee for San Francisco Police Department.
Oh.
I was working for the Airport Bureau for
Okay.
approximately 2 years. Prior to that, I was with the Department of Public Health.
Okay. Speaking of civilian employees, I'd like to greet my good friend Victor Rottenberg. Hi, Vic. Vic was actually the guy who introduced me to all of these gentlemen here. He was the one who told me about, hey, when I visited San Francisco, he said, you have a TV program, you should feature these guys. So thanks a lot, Vic. I mean, it's been very productive, and this is one of the best groups and best projects I've ever interviewed. You know, I've ever had the experience of interviewing in my program. Now, Lieutenant Luis Espinda, how many times have you been with the P.E.T program in the Philippines? Many times.
I've been up here about 5 times, part of the P.E.T program.
Okay.
And I came here in year 2000 one time with my wife. For 24 years we've been married, and she's been very helpful for all these years. And in part of the P.E.T program, she's been collecting items and promoting this.
And her name is?
Elizabeth Espinda.
Okay, Elizabeth, thank you so much. And what makes you keep on coming back here? Were there guys who have been here just once and never came back?
Yes, Gerry.
There were first and only timers.
First and only time.
Okay, we have a 5-timer here. What brought you back? What brings you here? You know, what's been pulling you back here for the past 5 years, or on 5 different years?
Well, it's the camaraderie and brotherships with the PNP, as well as the people here in the Philippines, and meeting people like yourself there, Gerry. You know, it's been a pleasure meeting you and conversing back and forth. So, anytime Lieutenant Quima asks me, I'm going to be back.
Okay. And how about you, Officer Feliciano? I mean, what has been your experience here? Kasi, di ba, umalis ka rito, I mean, when you came back, eto ngayon, I mean, you're seeing your brother officers in the Philippine National Police, and I'm sure they look up to you being SFPD, di ba? I mean, you know, one of the best police forces in the USA, if not in the world.
Yes,
in the world,
correct.
yeah. Okay, and ano mga experiences mo, I mean, with your brother PNP officers?
Well, the hospitality has been great, but what was moving for me was definitely the trip to the PNPA and seeing the cadets, just seeing them and the way they handle themselves. It's very, very touching. As well as the trips to the schools. The Boys Town was very moving. Just seeing the kids, their eyes just lit up when they saw us come. That was very, very moving.
What have you? What is your specialty again? And what did you? What sort of programs did you get into with the fellow PNP officers?
As far as the training,
yes.
I did the baton certification.
Okay.
How it was for me in the academy, and the process that we went through, and we had a chance to show that with our brother officers here.
Okay. So how about you, Lieutenant Espinda? No, let me ask Lieutenant Eric first. He's a first-timer here, Officer Feliciano. I mean, how do you evaluate his? I mean, of course, I mean this is from a second-person point of view, right?
Yes.
So how is it? How do you think he's been handling it?
I think he's done quite well. When we're performing, and when we say performing, we're conducting physical, strenuous exercise, demonstrating techniques in front of our brother and sister officers in the PNP. But today I have to tell you, I think he's a little nervous being on your TV show. But when he's on the job and we're performing and presenting, he's 100%.
Oh yeah, I can imagine in uniform, and he cuts an intimidating figure. Respected and intimidating figure.
Yeah, you
Right,
called it right on the button.
Right. And also, now Lieutenant Espinda, let me just ask you this. What has been your most memorable experience this time around?
Well, it would be going to the St. Mary's Boys Town.
Boys Town.
Boys Town, and as well as the elementary school. We went there to see their performance. That's very memorable. How they put everything they got into the performance